This would be a proposal going out to ADs at OUA universities, proposing we sponsor their athletes in regards to giving them a scholarship and then promoting our brand.
Okay. That was 10 seconds, but all right.
Yeah.
So what this is for BioSteel. We're going to be breaking down how we're going to be going to market and I guess sponsoring athletes at universities across specifically Ontario.
Yeah, right now Ontario.
Okay, specifically Ontario.
And also, like more specifically, it's like potentially looking at shifting Dakari's role away from logistics, potentially into like the marketing department. And so it's like not only looking at a proposal for this project, but also what the work might look like for him specifically.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so essentially right now this is just a proposal that I like drafted up, essentially like what will go out to ADs and what
is an AD?
Athletic director.
Okay.
So they're basically the head of all athletic programs, the funding that goes in, and they usually have say-so of what companies are dealing with the school or any university athletes. So this is basically just detailing what the program is and just so that's all I'll get into basically right now. It's just about us partnering with university athletes. We want to target the best athletes at the school and the most recognizable and achieved athletes, whether it's sports and academics. So that's why it's like we'll send this proposal to the ADs at individual schools and they can highlight 5 to 10 athletes that fit that description. We want at least one male and one female at each university. So we're getting both perspectives, but how it will be structured is, well, my thought process of how it will be structured, because I still have to go through and understand the compliance of how we're able to get university athletes and sponsorships. Now with the age of NIL, things are completely different, but that's in the States. So like now in Canada, things are done and governed a little bit differently. So we have 2 governing bodies. So you have the OUA, which is just all the schools in Ontario, and then you have U Sports, which is the main governing body of all Canadian college athletics or university athletics. So they have to adhere to certain different guidelines and things like that. So I'm not too sure exactly on how we could go about sponsoring them, but the way you were talking about scholarship, there should be no issue with that, because if
like the educational sponsorship.
Sponsorship. So my thought process is to offer each student $500 to $1,000 scholarship that goes towards their schooling, because automatically.
And that'd be like a BioSteel scholarship specifically.
Yes,
for like high achievers in both sports and academics.
Yeah, exactly. So they have to meet like a minimum requirement for academics. So that's why.
Which is interesting, and even in the MBA clinic that we did, like we were talking about that as well. Right, having like a BioSteel scholarship for university athletes. This is a way to, I guess, like activate that actual scholarship and turn it into more of a sponsorship where you're getting advertising materials, videos, like everything, reviews, fucking them promoting it.
Yeah. I actually like the idea of, remember I was talking to you about it, where we actually let our community vote?
Yeah, and that's a part of this. Yeah.
Okay, so it's part of that.
Yeah,
so you copied my shit?
Oh yeah, I listen. I implement. But what I did was really target 10 universities within the OUA that have the 3 sports, like football, men's and women's basketball, and men's and women's hockey. So I feel like those are 3 major sports, and there are 10 universities that fit that description. So I'm saying 2 athletes at each school, 1 male, 1 female, so that's a total of 20 athletes. And bringing the total to about like 10,000. If we go 1,000 for like it'll be 20,000 for scholarship will be given out.
Okay.
So yeah,
like per year?
Per year.
Okay.
Yeah, but how we're going about the selection of it, right? So we'll send this proposal to the AD, and the AD will send it to the students that fit the guideline, and then once those students are sent the application, they'll go in and register. We'll have a whole online platform where they go and register into like a voting system, into where they'll send their profile out and share it through their social media in order for them to gain votes. And then the winner of each the male and female category will be the winner of that scholarship.
I like that, because even like you're involving social media in even just like the application process.
Yeah, exactly. We're able
so
to
you're
gauge,
getting like a lot of content from literally the start, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, we're able to gauge just how well they're able to track and gain traction through their social medias. So that's huge for us. But one thing that sweetened the deal, besides just having $1,000 scholarship, is like, okay, you're getting $1,000 scholarship, but you're also going to be asked to post a lot of content for us. So with that, I'll say each student has a starter pack essentially. Like once you win the grant, you're selected, you get a starter pack which comes with a BioSteel swag, t-shirt, hat, water bottle, giving instant swag, and then having like I say $100 worth of product up front, so you could go ahead and select from the website what products you want to try right now, and that's yours. And with that, you're obviously going to be a part of our affiliate program now. Like once you're in the program, you get a link, and then you're in that. So once people go in and buy products with your link, you obviously get the first 10% with that if they're a new user, and then 5% after that every time they use your code. You're already getting that. Plus, I was saying, with the students to consistently have our products on hand, we'll have every 3 months they get an allowance of $250 worth of BioSteel products, which is probably like 5 products. That's just like you get two carts of like 2 cases of RTDs, protein, pre-workout. So literally $250 will get you 5 products every 3 months. You're getting that, so you're consistently having the product on you. You're consistently earning money through your links, the affiliate link. But with all that, there will be a requirement. One, the first requirement will have to be is you will have to attend a monthly meeting. So we want to be able to actively communicate and track what's going on with the program. Just creating that sense of community. We want to be able to welcome everyone in and be like, it's having them feel like you're a part of different teams, you are different universities, you're competitors, but here at BioSteel, you're on the team. You're a BioSteel team now. And with that, with the requirements, you have one monthly meeting. You have to post 5 generic posts, 2 video posts, and then 1 creative post you want those videos to be specific to your sport. So whether it's training, working out, even just practicing, whatever it is, 2 of those videos are generated or based on your sport. The 1 video, you have the creative freedom, but it has to align with our goals for BioSteel and who we see ourselves as the company. Well, I say for the 5 generic posts, I get 5 pictures that you just post on your whatever is Instagram feed or whatever it is with your post, with your tags and everything like that on there. But with those posts, I was saying we'll give them a promotional media package. When we're talking about these top performing athletes in every school, you're always gonna have action shots. You send us your action shots, we'll create you a whole picture with your tag on it, your code on it, and everything like that. You give us the pictures you want to post, and you get 5 to 7 generic pictures with your action shot, everything BioSteel logo branded and all that. So it just makes it easy to post. You don't have to go and do too much about creating it or going to find the right logo, making everything complicated for them. We're making it easier, so we just give them the pictures that they can post and share all through their social medias and make it easy. It makes it for them and us. But yeah, and this was just what I was talking more about, like the implementation plan. First, we'll have to start with talking to Ace about just the compliance of how we'll go about getting everything in line, and how we'll be able to structure the scholarship and anything that we have to do as an organization to make sure that we're not making these players ineligible, something like that. And what are some of the rules that the OUA has, U Sports has, University has, government, social media, and athletes.
Have you ChatGPT'd it?
Not really. I haven't. I just know because I don't know why I haven't the OUA, because I just know basically coming from the NCAA, I know the rules around it now. But I wanted to more go in and speak with our AD at our school now.
Are you familiar with your AD from Windsor?
Stephanie White.
Okay.
Yeah, dope. She's I feel like she's someone who would be really on board with me.
Okay.
But I feel like
so ChatGPT it first, see what it says, and then go talk to Stephanie and ask her. Just she'll know. But I'm curious to see what ChatGPT would say about it.
That's true. Because I know university has their own compliance director.
Run it right now, Clark. Just run it right now. See what you end up coming up with. Are we able to pay student athletes in Ontario at Ontario universities or whatever?
Put someone on campus walking around letting people try BioSteel.
Yeah, that's what it would basically. This program will almost be like the segue into that. Having someone on each campus, 2 people on each campus, essentially being able to run pop-ups for us. It also allows us to get an entry into that school, then eventually transferring them over from every school essentially has a hydration sponsor for all their athletic departments, whether it's Gatorade, Powerade. That allows us a foot in the door with an athlete there that loves our product and that can promote our product on campus. And eventually, with this, we're also creating a relationship with the AD, so we'll be able to go in and eventually get them to switch. The goal is to really get them to switch their hydration sponsor from Gatorade, Powerade to us.
Yeah. So, Takari, do you know what the changes in the NCAA were recently?
Yeah, with just NIL, just the name, image, and
What are the main changes to it?
Really that you're able to now partner with organizations and companies and make money off your name and likeness as long as you're signing a contract that is
Yeah, so from the looks of it on here is that it's very similar so whereas in this with the NCAA in the States before, it was very restricted that you couldn't. Now you can. Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, that it doesn't look like there was actually like a restriction under youth sports that you couldn't do it like the NCAA had.
Interesting.
Wow, see, that's crazy because I feel like with that, there's just not many opportunities for Canadian athletes to do so.
And if you remember at the NBA clinic, that's what Ryan Donnelly was saying. He's like, Canadian youth sports just doesn't have the reach. So I think it was just never. I mean, if you think of
on
like
anybody's radar.
What's that?
It was never on anybody's radar.
No athletes in Canada were ever even getting the caliber of status that someone like that new Caitlin Clark or whatever her name was. The amount of like notoriety that she's gaining straight out of college, right?
Which is crazy. It's true because a lot of you see, honestly, like being here, I've definitely been able to learn and see that there's a good portion of Canadian athletes that have AA or in professional life. They either have to leave Canada in order to get that success, or that's really what it was essentially because there's no like backing or true support around sports.
Yeah, but this would be a great. That's true, but. It'd be a great way to roll this program and kind of test it for a year. Let's say, for example, in Ontario, start getting maybe a couple other provinces in Canada, and then if this works out well, then start going after the NCAA like after that. Yeah. It might be with a scholarship's not $1,000. Maybe, for example, in next school year, we have to go after NCAA athletes at $10,000 per athlete. It might be something like basically the caliber of the athlete.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it'd be a great way to kind of like test this program.
Yeah, and that's what definitely one of my thought process, like being able to test it here in Ontario in our backyard and be able to spread out 3 other conferences that are US out at times, Quebec and Canada West. Yeah. So
what about doing something? I guess I should film myself when I talk. What about doing something along the lines of I love the idea of the AD, getting them involved, but what about having something where it's like every month we offer a scholarship and anybody could apply, but it goes up on our website and you have to vote who gets it. I'm thinking like, how could we be a little bit more scalable? Because I really like this idea. Like I think BioSteel should be in every university in Canada for sure. I think that's a market that we need to really go after. But I'm thinking like how can we how can we do this, do it at scale, and then instead of the ADs suggesting the students and then the students leaving it up to the students to kind of like, those specific students, we open it up to anybody and the student body just votes, or their family votes, or someone votes, or whoever votes. You ever see like that, like hot or not shit?
Because you would have to get 80 buy-in.
Huh?
You would have to get the AD to buy in.
Why?
Like if we want to get their athlete with our brand, they'll have to have some type of buy.
Would they actually?
Yeah, it'll make it easier. It allows
even for an athletic.
Yeah, it make it a lot easier for us to have access to more of their everything if we have.
And I don't think you can sign one of those deals without having the school also sign off on it.
On a scholarship?
Exactly. Not only a scholarship, but for one. So first of all, a scholarship doesn't necessarily work on like a monthly basis. You'd actually, if you want to do like an actual scholarship, you'd register with the school. There'd be a certain time period of when like that's getting opened up or whatever. And it's really kind of like once a year. No, I guess twice a year.
Yeah,
kind of like year, per semester.
Per semester, yeah. That's
but then also like if it's one of these like NIL deals, you have to have the school sign off on it as well.
Exactly.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that would definitely work. Talking about just like regular student body, non-athletes, that would definitely still work. But with this, more like towards athletes.
Yeah, but I think there's a way of incorporating your idea of opening it up more. Because like my concern is like, let's say for example, the AD is very old school. They're 75 years old, and they're like, oh, there's this one great, like Thomas Kennedy, for example, from So Thomas Kennedy was a basketball player just last year.
The Windsor legend.
Windsor Lancer. One of the best. I think he won MVP of Canada.
Yeah, no, that's what I was. He's a Windsor legend for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he might be the one that's like recommended from the AD, but he doesn't really have like a social media following, right? Yeah. So he'd be a great athlete, but would he be right for our brand? Not necessarily. So I think there's a way of incorporating like a way of vetting of. Maybe it's not the best athlete at the school, but it's great athlete that has a good social media following as well.
Yeah.
Right. That's engaged on social media, posts content. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a way to open it up in the way that he's like kind of vetting these people.
I'm surprised that you actually have to have like something like that.
Mhm.
Like the AD or the university has to be on board to like offer something. Like, why?
Just so like getting in back.
Really, eh?
Yeah, because I know, like, in the States, like, this thing, like, you're caught, especially before NIL, if you're caught, like, doing partner brands in the city or whatever, it can affect your eligibility. You could lose out all your years.
Because, like, the university has a certain reputation to uphold, right? So if they're all of a sudden letting somebody sign that they're bringing on a student athlete that's, say, endorsed from what? From Cheetahs, yeah. Like, right? Like, what if Cheetah's like, yo, I'll pay you fucking $100,000 to promote our strip club and you're an athlete, right? It's just, like, not what the university wants. What are you writing over there?
Dave likes that idea over there.
We should sponsor strippers. That's what we should do. No, that's horrible.
They need to be hydrated.
That's such a bad idea. Dakota, you didn't hear that. Yeah, so I think that, well, first of all, what do you think of like the program's kind of idea overall?
Yeah, I think it's great. One thing that I worry about is effectively executing it. Another thing that I guess worry about is whether or not it's scalable. I think I would almost rather I'd love to be able to get our blessing, or the universities we get the blessings from the university, and then we tie it into like opening it right up, whether it be athletes or not, but we push for athletes to want to do it.
So maybe that's the way it is. Like, hey, you go to the AD, say, hey, like, this is what we want to do. We want to have some of your student athlete body apply to this. Is this something that you're okay with?
Really, even student body, because like, what happens if it's just like, okay, I'll give an example. How many times do you guys watch the BioSteel stories like online at all? Do you guys watch?
Yeah.
Have you seen how many like non-athlete women repost our brand?
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. Yeah. So like, although I do agree with BioSteel being an athlete's brand, I don't necessarily like, is it and I'm not saying it is or it's not, is it the best idea to only go at this from this angle? That's kind of what I'm saying.
Maybe it's something where we do both.
Yeah. Like target athletes, but also target body.
Yeah.
Obviously, someone who is not going to just, we're going to be targeting an athlete or some type of athlete, whether you're going to work active.
Or you have aspirations.
You have aspirations to be active. That's the only way, like, partnership.
Yeah.
But I think for those people, one, you don't have to get the AD's blessing, student at that point.
Yeah.
Right? And the second thing is that I think that's more someone where we put them into the affiliate program.
Yeah.
Right?
Truly. And that's when like that comes into like ambassador program, off the backs of the regular everyday app, have someone almost similar program, like almost having media packs, all the content, like all the photos and content post branded by us, and also having money that everyone's like their partner. A lot of things that I'm seeing, especially survey, not enough vacation. They want promotion for a lot of in posts, so they're just going to share this, and it helps them feel like there is some type of direction program. You feel like you are a part of having those months and being able to sit there and just talk to them more about like who we are as a company, being able to have them on that road.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So I'd say one, I wouldn't limit it necessarily to just the big three sports. I would say just open it up to any student athlete, because you might have one particular school, a track athlete that is a national level athlete. They have a big social media following, right? So I wouldn't necessarily limit it to just the big three sports. I think it's also kind of accomplishes our goal of like not being limited to just hockey, really advertising to kind of all athletes.
Right.
So I would say that thing. I would say, let's reach out to the ADs. I'd say, and then after getting like the AD's blessing, we can ask them, say, hey, do you have any like students in particular you'd recommend? If not, then I'd like to actually open up an application thing where your student athlete body can actually apply to this thing. I would say if this is starting in September, basically, like, what do you think? You want to try for a $500 scholarship for like per person?
I want to know what the process is of this. I want to know what the process is first. Maybe it's too involved, maybe it's a lot less involved, and then we can actually figure out how to make it even more interesting. I would love to have, say, Leslie develop something where someone applies, uploads a picture, puts in all of their requirement in terms of information. It gets publicly posted on our website, and you have to vote. And the person with the most votes at the end of the month wins the scholarship, like gets the $1,000 scholarship or whatever. Like I like that kind of situation.
Yeah, I like that as well.
You know what I mean? And we could probably build something out that way. Correct? Would you agree?
Direct upload to
right? And it would just be like a bunch of tiles like on the website, and then you just you vote. Like I've seen this back in the day when it was like
For sure.
like that hot or not shit or like whatever, right? Like or you can like just select to vote. There's probably an app out there in Shopify or something like that you can do it, right? I like that, and the reason why I'm saying like figure out the process from your AD Stephanie there, because if the process is like literally, okay, perfect, you have our vote or like you have our blessing, like you can work with any student you want, like fuck, let's just go. Exactly. And like at the end of the day, like it doesn't, I don't think it necessarily has to be an official sponsorship. Like students need money all the time, don't they? Exactly. Like would a school not be willing to take our sponsorship like partially through the year, or a student not be willing to take our educational sponsorship partially throughout the year? Does it matter?
It just depends on how the payout is. So if we're going to go through it, do it the university, it'll have to be done like at the beginning of each semester, so that they can go on to their school awards website and be able to apply for it and get it university, or unless we're going to pay them directly.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with paying the students directly.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. That's why I want to know the process, right?
That's why I also want to like touch base with Stephanie.
Yeah.
And see, like, what do we have exactly? Like,
Because
compliance to make sure we're following the rules.
Yeah, because it would be engaging to have this kind of situation every single month, right? Where people are applying and then people are also voting. Like their friends are voting, their families are voting. You know, and then you become a biosteel.
The benefit of having it as an official scholarship is it's a 100% tax write-off.
It's going to be a partial write-off because it's just an expense.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever, man.
Yeah. So in that case, we can do like a direct payment to the...
Like, at the end of the day, if it means that, like, we have to do all of the scholarships for, like, the beginning of the year, I would say, meh. Yeah. Because then it's like, I like the hype throughout the year of, like, doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you agree or no? Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like that gives Dakari some good direction for this kind of like to get started.
And then if honestly, if the AD situation is going to be like a pain in the ass and an uphill battle, then we just do it regardless. Right. And then at the end of the day, if the students aren't able to make their own decision, or like if it does jeopardize them, like all I'm saying is, like, first of all, we're not doing anything ridiculous. Number one. Number two, we're not going to get them into an agreement that's going to like mess them up somehow. And number three, like, you're adults, like fucking act accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me your shit.
I think Dan's underestimating how fucking regulated this shit is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Just a bit, yeah. Like,
really?
When it comes to university sports and everything, like, it's heavily regulated. Like, punishments are dealt out.
Like, if you're signing up for, if you're a student athlete and you're signing up for some like endorsement they're seeing on your social media and you don't have the school's blessing, like, they can cut you from the fucking team.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, find out what it is. Yeah. And then maybe we just like we rework the arrangement with the student or whatever, right? Like, maybe it's like a reworking of the arrangement. Maybe it's not like, maybe they're not getting money. Maybe I don't fucking know. Maybe there's like, maybe with Stephanie we find out like what they can and can't do. Hey, if we don't end up getting the school's blessing because, say for example, not because of the brand BioSteel, but maybe they're just like, we have
Gatorade already.
Something like that. Well, but this is how you can do it still. Like, this is what's allowed. We need to know that. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I want to go against the university rules. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying we need to find out more context, because we really don't know how this stuff actually works. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Which definitely is the next step.
What's some of the stuff that you're thinking?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can just do like the athletic scholarship one for the athlete through the school the right way, and then have them push the monthly one for the students.
Yeah, because I feel like it would be
program essentially.
Because I feel like it'd be dope to have all the athletes set at the beginning of the year, and they're constantly pushing throughout the season, throughout the year, that semester, and then like we could definitely do the monthly with just regular students. Yeah. I think that'd be dope. We have both channels going at the same time.
I don't mind that. I'd love to loop the. Like, and how would we vote for? Would there be a vote for the athletes or no?
Yeah, there would be a vote too. Like, that's the way we're going to track how well you could push yourself.
I would agree. Like, so that's actually what I think is interesting about the voting system. It kind of gives us an idea of, like,
what kind of traction you can have.
Exactly.
What influence you can have through social media. So,
exactly. Like, and really, we could loop those athletes in with everybody else if we really wanted to, or we could have an athlete versus like student body option in the university. We could have really both. Yeah. We can have 2 pages. We can have 2 sets of votes. Like, vote on your favorite athletes. Vote on your favorite student body. Yeah. whatever.
I feel like because we want to make sure that like whatever university we're going at, we're getting one male, one female.
Yeah.
So I'll say if it's the page set up almost like you have the different schools, the males of that school, the females of that school. You vote for your favorite at each school, and then you got that.
It's like it's a combo.
Yeah, like you want to make sure because no matter what, we want to make sure we're getting both sides of it.
Yeah.
And so whether
and then the would you say 10 athletes?
Yeah, that's what I was just basically
20 total.
Yeah,
so 20 total. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that would come from the ADs from a recommendation.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you do. That's what I'm saying. Like it'll come from recommendation on the basis of the athletes at their school that they feel will be a great fit for us, and then that'll be two students for each university.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's just basing it off the universities that I say had those three major sports, but now open it up. We have a ton more universities.
And these top athletes at schools, even like in Ontario, really are kind of like mini celebrities on campus.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. Like if I think of like TK at Windsor, like you just said, he's literally like a legend.
Yeah, literally.
Right. And so I feel like if you have someone like that at every school where it's a top athlete with a small social media presence, they're not like necessarily like an influencer, but they have like a small loyal following. I feel like you can really leverage, like that's what kind of accomplishes that you're attracting that high level, high performing athlete demographic without spending fucking crazy money as like what you are doing for the pro level.
Yeah.
But okay, so this kind of encompasses kind of one or two programs. I think my other question for you is, do you want to, if we're going to lean on Dakari in the overall like sponsorships, endorsements, grassroots marketing, ambassadors, like whatever, this kind of like department in marketing, is there any other projects we would want to give him that you feel like you want to see through that's just not happening right now?
Like, would we want to give him like the pro team stuff or Dakota?
Well, that's more like order processing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know my thought process is like, almost with our current grassroots sponsors, like, the junior hockey.
Oh, you want to manage that stuff?
Yeah, manage that.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Have the relationship, go with them, anything that they need.
I see.
Go through me. Like,
I got it. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I see. Okay, so he's going to manage the partnerships.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Because then it can be, even for example, if we're getting the truck, it could be like, organizing like where the truck's going, scheduling it, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's also like making sure that each one of these partnerships, even like let's say Golf Ontario, is actually following through with what they're saying, like they're going to be following through on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
And then we
I'll
can
be the one there at those events, making sure everything runs smoothly and things of that nature.
Which I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Not necessarily the person like running the event.
Mm-hmm.
We could have the person like get contracted out or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like in order to actually run this program well, you need someone managing it.
Yeah. How are we going to be doing on like the logistics? We're going to be good.
So that's the question too, is like depending on what we want in terms of like giving like Dakari the free reign for overseeing these things, we would either need to have a period of time where it's a hybrid position. Maybe he's slowly transitioning in these things, a couple hours here, a couple hours there, but ultimately like there is 30 plus hours a week in his role that's like required for logistics work right now.
Mm-hmm.
But once we have Omni fully set up and SBS Commerce fully set up for the remaining retail partners,
When's that supposed to be happening?
still a couple weeks.
Fuck me, man.
Yeah.
Really?
But it could be something that we have like a transition period.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's really like my thought process too. Basically, being able to help make sure we get everything smoothly going until we get to everything's almost automated. And while I'm still working on this, still helping logistics and be able to transition into that role.
I like it. I don't mind it. We do need somebody to manage it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one thing I've been seeing a lot with the the survey. Just people just feel like just no one's communicating.
What
with
survey?
It's just like so initially just to gain a sense of like how we want to change the team sponsorship program. We wanted to go at it almost as like we're talking about a case study. So we're basically gathering data. Basically, we sent out a survey just asking them how they felt about the current program, any suggestions that they may feel like we could change or anything like that. So just being able to gather how our teams are feeling about it now, so we could be able to take that data and be able to revamp our program.
What was the top 3 issues?
No communication, people feeling like there's no like true help from them, like promotional wise.
Okay.
And then there's just other little things, like just people giving pretty dope ideas and just things that we already want to say, like they want discounts, either they want more discounts on stuff that they're using, which is like one of the good things you were saying, like you're already using the product, you're already buying the product, use the program to allow you to use your discount on it and get a kickback from the products that you're currently using for your team. So
What
that's
was like some of the good ideas that some of these guys had?
just basically like sending them promotional like media stuff to use, like send them BioSteel branded stuff so they could post and promote. Give them products to give away to people, like people on their pages and things like that, for them to run their own giveaways as well, to have people going. And other things like that. I have a whole spreadsheet of like all the responses and everything.
How many responses did you get? Like how many people responded, would you say?
Right now we have about 56 as of today. And that's
like responses?
Out of responses, they want to fill out the survey. And that's out of what, around 300.
Wow, that's not actually bad.
That's not a bad response rate.
That's not actually bad.
So and that's from U.S. and Canada. So I think it was U.S. Canada. We had about 188 emails sent out to like the different teams or whatever, and about 130 something U.S. wise. So like it was just around 300.
Interesting.
So here's how I feel like in order to roll this out, here's what we'll do. First, I think over the next couple of weeks, the still helping Steve out will take precedence. So always making sure that you're communicating with him, like if you're asking him kind of what he needs, whatever, and then essentially like starting in your supplementary time, start building out like exactly what these things will look like. Start reaching out to ADs, do some more research, try to understand like what will the job actually entail in terms of KPIs, deliverables, responsibilities, all that kind of stuff. The goal would be, once we have Omni set up and SPS Commerce integrated with our remaining retail partners, where then we can actually transition you out of logistics fully and actually have like a clean cut. At that point in time, I can have like, yo, here's like the specific job description and contract so you know exactly what it is you're responsible for, and also I know exactly what you're responsible for. Steve knows exactly what you're responsible for. It's very clear in terms of like what the deliverables are. I still feel like if you were to ask me to describe each one of our different marketing programs, I would have a hard time explaining it. I think that's a problem. I feel like I want to kind of continue to clean up exactly what each of our different programs are and make sure that everyone knows what they are, how they're run, and how we're measuring the performance of each one of them. Right?
So the fridge is loud.
Yeah, so you can start working on that in your supplemental time to start kind of prepping everything. That way we have like a go live date of, let's say, in, I don't know, 3 weeks from now or so, when we're ready to actually like fully transition you out.
Something that I want you to do real quick right now though is I want you to get on the phone or email Stephanie, and I need you to find out exactly what is involved. Tell her exactly what we want to do. We want to sponsor OUA, what is it? OUA athletes, right? OUA athletes under BioSteel. This is exactly what we want to do. How do we do it? Like maybe like clean that up from what we discussed today, and then send that shit to her, and say like.
Also, we're doing the sponsorship with the like University of Windsor Athletics under BioSteel, not Canadian Protein next year.
Do they know?
Well, that's one of the things that you and I talked about late last week. Was we had the conversation like, what do you think? Dakari's like, I think you should do BioSteel.
I agree.
Final decision. Okay, so then
but like they already got the jersey. Do you guys swap university jerseys every season?
Every couple of seasons. It depends on like the university's funding and things like that.
They're getting new ones this year.
They are.
One thing I'll say, like with a BioSteel sponsor, you're almost taking over the hydration sponsor. So like that's basically giving them team jugs. Like you know how you have branded Gatorade jugs, giving them jugs, giving them hydration powders.
Is Windsor with Gatorade?
Yeah, I think we're with Powerade, so like we get all the Powerade bottles and everything like that. So everybody like essentially at the school.
So I'd also give this partnership to Dakari as well to oversee, to make sure that we're activating it a little bit better than what we did last year.
Yeah, and then that's something like definitely making sure that we're like having someone on that and make sure we're holding the universities accountable for what they need to be doing.
Like at the end of the day, what really should happen once we get those trailers, like these trailers should be at every fucking football game.
Yeah, that's
like, do you know what I mean?
Well. Yeah,
like, do you like that trailer idea?
I love it. That's what that's like almost hitting on the road and actually interacting with the people that you want to buy your product right there and there. And that'd be huge. Like have almost like if you want like have a trailer at every game, pick a game within Ontario, BioSteel game of the week. They're showing media covers where they're giving out products, giving giveaways, things like that.
Man, it'd be so sick to have like a trailer at. Can you imagine having a? This would be ridiculous, but could you imagine having a trailer at every single event, like across the country?
Well, the big ones in September are homecoming games.
Yeah.
Right, homecoming games are massive.
I feel like just like just based on the teams and everything that I've been able to know in just games, I feel like major games gotta be at is Western Homecoming game, Panda game, Ottawa, and Carleton.
Yeah.
And then Battle of Waterloo, and Laurier games. I feel like those 3 games for surely are huge throughout Canada.
Interesting.
And I think also like the kin games and like all those types of things as well. Like when I was involved in that, there was literally like 800 to 1,000 super passionate like kinesiology, kin games.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Like I've never seen a more pumped up, passionate fucking like group of people ever in my entire life, where you give them any free swag shit, they will rock that shit and start making up chants for the company and start like, dude, they get wild. So let's wrap it up at that. But do you feel like you have a good idea in terms of like exactly what to do moving forward?
Yeah, for sure. The first step is definitely reaching out to Stephanie, setting time aside, and going in and meeting her. I feel like I definitely want to go in and meet her in person. Yeah. So I'm literally walking distance to her.
And Coach JP is also like heavily involved in the partnership as well, so you can meet with the two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'll send an email right now.
Oh, Stephanie.
Yeah.
The one that we have been in touch with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you know her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
fair enough.
Cause I know like when it comes to like how like universities are typically sponsored through their hydration partnerships or whatever. Like the sponsor is giving them like the jugs, the water bottles, and the powders and everything like that. So I want to know like how.
When you say jugs, you mean like the actual big jugs?
Yeah, like the 5-gallon jugs.
jugs.
For every. You know, the ones that are on every sideline for the team and everything like that.
All you do is at work.
I know.
That's all you're doing.
I know.
When you do shit like that.
keep it in the video.
I'm trying to clean up my fucking videos so there's like less work. Clark starts getting all egregious.
Dakari, I'm gonna pull you into this email. There's also the University of Windsor hired a new like leader of sponsorships or whatever. Okay. So meet with them as well.
Yeah, that'd be like.
And it's Joe, not JP. Actually, that's more Joe. Involved in like with us. Yeah.
And I know, like for me, like definitely almost like started groundwork on just like I just started connecting with the different ADs like on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I'll be able just to, once we get information from Stephanie.
You might be able to even lean on Stephanie to try introducing you to the other ADs.
Yeah, exactly.
You think they would know each other?
Probably.
Oh,
I'd imagine
sure.
it's a small
Yeah,
community.
Yeah, okay. For sure. Like I know she's pretty good friends with the Western AD as well, so I feel like that's another huge school.
And I feel like we've had some ADs reach out to like through customer service for like shit before in the past for BioSteel, like really early on.
I'll
see if I can try pulling up some of their.
I think that would be. I feel like being able to get universities as a hydration sponsor with BioSteel is just you. Like, why not? You want to sell the home team.
Yeah.
Be on the home team with BioSteel.
Yeah, for sure. I think that'd be huge.
Yeah.
How do you think they would? Would they care if, for example, you know, just say Windsor is with BioSteel and Western's with BioSteel? Like it doesn't matter.
Oh no, it doesn't matter.
They don't care.
Like there's
the majority of them probably with Gatorade anyways, right?
Yeah, like that's how it is. Usually, you just go with a sponsor that fits whatever you like.
And we are Canadian, so it makes more sense to fit, right?
Yeah,
like
with in the NCAA, I'm pretty good friends with our associate AD there, and I just asked her a couple of questions just about like how does that sponsorship typically go, and she was just saying like the NCAA, the big governing body, has a sponsorship with have a partnership with Coca-Cola, who owns Powerade, but the actual school is a Pepsi school, so they're Gatorades. But when everything when they're just a regular school game going on, they could sell Pepsi products. Gatorade is provided for all the athletes, things like that. But when there is a NCAA sanctioned event, say like there's hosting a regional event or like a national event at the university, you have to have all the Powerade stuff up.
I see. Okay.
So like it definitely just depends on like how everything is structured. But from the looks of it, I don't think that there is a true hydration sponsor for U Sports or OUA. So we're pretty much able to have freedom there.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Very good. That is it.